All right. I feel like I'm kind of overdue for doing this, but I was waiting for my new version to come. And since I did the review this week, I thought I would take a moment to go through Good Earth sandals. It started with this old pair that I've had. These have some messed up laces on them because I was experimenting. They are too thin. Don't do that. They don't actually seem like they would be, but I think they're slightly thinner and harder, so they feel like razors on my feet. But here's what the new, mostly new, look like. You can see a little bit of the impression of my foot already forming. You can see where it pulls up here because the knot is underneath. You have to make sure the orientation of the knot matters. I learned that pretty quickly with these old ones. If you get this in the wrong position, you'll feel it. So you can play around with them. They come completely unlaced. So you have to do this yourself. It's very easy. The hole is perfectly sized. You put it through there. My old ones came with lacing documentation, but my new ones didn't. But I'm pretty sure they have them on the website that shows you the pattern. It's exactly like Earth Runners. It starts here, goes to the outside, comes back up, wraps around, goes around your heel, in, up, wraps around, and then has to connect back to this strap for security. So just like Earth Runners, it requires playing around with the laces. Since these are so thin, when you take them off, they do whatever they want. So when you go to put them back on, you're like, wait, where's the heel strap? And, where's the connection? It's actually kind of easier to figure out if you don't leave the final loop over connected, but it's whatever works for you. They are one piece of leather. They do not have rubber on the bottom. So, especially at the start, they can feel slippery. So, take care. Really, they felt slippery on linoleum, but not carpeting or grass, or definitely not concrete. But be aware of that. And at the start, your foot will slide on this. It's a very smooth leather, but it does not take long for it to start to mold to you. Another tip is that this is a natural leather cord and leather stretches. So you're going to get them all situated and they're going to be all tight and you're going to walk in them. The first time it may take 5 minutes and you're going to be like, these are loose. And then you have to tighten them up and start again. And then the next time, another 5 minutes. And then the next time, maybe it's 10 and 15. And, eventually it stops happening. But at the beginning, any leather cord, I haven't walked in these very much because they hurt. So I just haven't fixed them yet because I'll tell you in a minute. But it's the same whether it's probably this cord. This cord definitely does it. And this tread light cord, which I've got because I want to put here, but it's thicker and won't fit through the hole. So I've got to decide if I want to go straight to drilling it or try some other method to widen it a little bit. I just haven't had the time to do that yet. But my eventual plan is to use this lacing on these broken in shoes. And these, I have a turquoise. I also have tread light sandals, so there might be some switching around. I don't know. Haven't decided. The lacing that comes with it is fine. So you don't have to get these with the thought of, well, I have to change out the lacing. I'm an experiential learner. I'm always trying new things and trying to optimize, I guess, for what I like. So you'll see that come up sometimes in my videos and things and my reviews that I've changed something. But these are perfectly fine. Good Earth has their own idealized or their version of how to lace them. I just started messing around right away. I have different patterns. If you look back on my Instagram, you can see some pictures of the different patterns I've tried. Look back further and you'll see when I put these on. I didn't wear them long, but I did take some pictures because the black looks nice with this aged version. They're very customizable. The laces, a lot of this depends on your foot and your sensitivity. You know, for some people, these are perfectly fine. They probably don't even dig. For other people, they dig and that person doesn't care. And for someone else, they dig and that person really cares. So, your own perspective can be different from somebody else's. Mine is, they do leave marks. They don't really bother me, but I really like how these treadlight gear look, and I wanted to try some different colors. So, because I already have solid brown shoes. I have lots of shoes, but anyway. So these are one solid piece of leather. They're not crazy. It's not a super thin, like it's a thick piece of leather. So you're not going to roll this up in a ball. And it's not going to like immediately give you the craziest ground feel. Like it's not going to mold around things you step on, though, you know, it does mold with repetitive steps, such as the knot. So be aware of that. I do think they'll last a really long time because they're thick. So it's a trade-off. That happens with every type of sole. There's always a trade-off. You can get really high durability, but you will lose ground feel, or it will be less flexible or harder. The most minimal, the best ground feel will reduce your durability. And then people get upset because their shoes didn't last as long, but you can't have everything. So be aware of that. These do seem to run true to size. I believe they're about $78 new. I got mine on Mercari. I think, this is just a guess, that the shop, there's an actual physical shop in Hawaii that they get trade-ins and they sell the traded in ones. So this is definitely broken in. It is more flexible. You can see I can fold it up a lot more than the new. So that is something that should happen over time as well. But I think they sell them on Mercari, so they'll pop up randomly. I got this as part of a group buy. If you're not in the minimalist buy sell trade group on Facebook, I highly suggest it. Lots of great things come out of that, from resales to tips to group buy like that. That's the only group buy I've actually seen get accomplished. But so these were more like half the price than they would have been new. So yes, they're comparable in price to Earth Runners, different style. I don't think there's probably not that much difference in the durability. They're just a completely different style. And the, well, similar lacing pattern, but different. You know, this is more dressy. On their website, they say that they're good for running. I'm not a runner, so I can't attest to that. I do think you would have to get them broken in some first to make sure that they're molded to your foot and that the lacing is not going to stretch while you're trying to run, because you don't want floppy shoes when you're running and trip on them. So take care with that. If you want them for running, if you want them for nature, you just have to be aware that they have no tread. So please be safe if you use them, you know, off-roading, basically. Because they're leather, I think you can do a lot of natural stuff. I mean, obviously, native peoples wore leather shoes to do everything. So, but because of the thickness of these, they may not let you grip as well as something that's thinner hide. So I'm just trying to give caution there. I think you can do a lot in these shoes. You just have to make them yours, wear them, get them adapted to you, and enjoy them. Please do check back. Just a few days ago, I did the texture review. There are limits to Instagram's post length, and I don't have a blog, so there I tried to be succinct with tips and tricks and thoughts. I would be happy to answer any questions, though. This video will be on both YouTube and Instagram, so if you're on one or the other, if you're already on Instagram, you're getting the full deal anyway. But if you're seeing this on YouTube, please do check out the Obsessed with Barefoot shoes Instagram, and you can get more information. You can ask me questions. I do try to respond to the YouTube comments like I have even today, but I definitely am faster at answering questions and things on Instagram. So here you go. Enjoy.